getting to be August, so everybody's thinking about deer season. We wanted to check out this new cartridge and see what it was all about. We got a little bit of stuff here about it. We did have a fair amount of issues with these builds. We did find out that the magazines that we got for them are actually the Ruger brand. Looks like they're made by cmmg. If you look on the bottom of these, C products. They're not the greatest magazine. Both guns we had cycling issues with these magazines. We are going to try some cmmg magazines and see if they work a little better. My lower cycled pretty well. It did fail to pick up a couple of rounds out of these magazines. Of course, that's a magazine issue. But your lower, which was a Ruger lower, it didn't want to cycle. It didn't want to pick up rounds out of the magazine. We worked on it a little bit, got it working better so it would cycle, but it still did not like these magazines, which is kind of odd, being that it's a Ruger lower, a Ruger magazine, and it didn't work real well. So, enough about the build. Let's talk about the cartridge a little bit. I think it'd be a pretty good deer cartridge. Two loads that we were able to test: the Deer Season XP, which is a 150 grain load, and the 145 grain FMJ, both by Winchester. So, what was our expected velocity on the Deer Season?
Deer Season expected velocity is 23.25.
That's out of a 20-inch barrel, right?
20-inch test barrel. We've got 8 10-inch barrels on our ARs. We averaged right around 2,200.
Okay. So, not a ton drop, but not. I thought it should be a little closer to the expected velocity. What about our FMJs?
FMJs were expected at 2250, and we averaged right around 2230.
Okay, so really close to the expected velocity on the FMJs. We did notice that the FMJs seemed like they had a little bit more horsepower to them, even though they were kind of, the listed velocity was lower. The accuracy, and just to point out, guys, we used the components we could get our hands on this week. So we used GFLA barrels. Quick note on a GFLA barrel: our supplier listed it as a rifle length gas system. It is a carbine length gas system. So if you're going to use GFLA barrels, get a carbine gas tube. We use Tackfire uppers. That comes a kit with a forward assist and a dust cover. Reused our bolts, so we did use a 5.56 bolt in this kit, which my bolt worked really well. Like I said, the only issues I had was it didn't want to pick up the second round in the magazine. If I loaded 3, it worked fine. If I loaded 4, it worked fine, but fully loaded at 5, it didn't want to pick up the first round. Flash hiders. You're really going to want to look at your flash hider and or muzzle brake. We found some of them will work, some won't. This is a standard 5.56 flash hider, but it is drilled out so that it will work with the 350 Legend stuff. The hole inside is actually way too big for a 5.56 flash hider. And then you guys found some pineapple flash hiders that work. We did find that the Anderson
Anderson A2s.
Yep, the Anderson A2 flash hider will not work with 350 Legends, so you're really gonna have to do your research on a flash hider and get the inner diameter.
There are some 9mm 1/2x28 flash hiders you can use. It is limited, but that's ideal for the 350 length.
Outside of that, I think this would be a pretty decent big game, short range hunting round. We did some ballistics comparison with the listed velocities. We haven't done it with the velocities that we got. And for us, with the listed velocity, it looks like a 20-yard zero is going to put you 3 inches high at 100 yards and 3 inches low at 200 yards. So that's going to work out really well as far as, you know, point and shoot inside of 200 yards. Here in the state of Ohio, if you get a shot longer than that, is a rarity. So
Absolutely. I think it's an all-around great youth gun.
recoil was not much more than a 5.56. Accuracy was,
Pretty phenomenal.
yeah, it was phenomenal. We were piling 5 bullets, offhand 50 yards.
With a cheap Amazon knockoff red dot.
Yeah, which came loose during testing, so don't buy your scopes on Amazon, guys. This was laying around the shop and I needed a sight, so we slammed it on here. But offhand, 50 yards, you had to walk up to the shoot and see target to pick out the holes. The accuracy was phenomenal with the GFLA barrels and the Winchester ammo.
Yeah.
So on to some shooting, guys. We'll get you some pictures and a little shooting and get out and get one of these. Oh, price point. We put these together. Like I said, we used GFLA barrels, some budget flash hiders, reused our bolts, a Tackfire upper, reused our charging handles, and a AIM Sports 15-inch Keymod handguard, and we're just over $300 for putting this together and getting it running. So I didn't think that was too bad for, with as new as the cartridge is. I thought that was a pretty decent, you know, buy putting this together. We did put it together on a budget. Like I said, we kind of ordered parts last minute, wanted to get them together, get it down to the range and get testing with it. So you could spend a lot more money on it, but for what we got a pretty decent upper for just a little over $300.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a great budget build. If you've already got an AR laying around, it wouldn't cost you too much to put it together.
All right, let's get to shooting.